Hey everyone, so today I wanted to go over your personal savings rate. So, simply put, your personal savings rate, just take your monthly income, or you can do yearly or weekly or whatever, and take how much you spend and take how much you save. So, let's say your monthly income, just for easy math, is $10,000. And okay, so this is something important. So, if the save number doesn't come first to your head, you probably don't even know your real or your true personal savings rate. Could be wrong, but if you just spend and then whatever's left over is your savings, then we gotta work on some things. Okay, and I'm gonna share some cool stats that might open your mind a little bit. So let's say your mortgage is a couple thousand, your car payments, um, your eating out budget, your entertainment budget, whatever it is. If you're spending $9,500 a month, that means you're only saving, and this is like unintentional savings, but we always want it to be intentional, but you're unintentionally saving 500. So then 500 divided by 10,000 is 5%. So you have a personal savings rate of 5%. And you may be thinking, holy crap, that is so low. Well, let me tell you some interesting facts. So in the US, average personal savings rate is 5%. Okay. Here are just some crazy facts that I just learned. Switzerland, India, and China. Go ahead and guess what these other saving rates are. So in Switzerland, saving rate is 25% on average. In India, 30% on average. And this is the craziest stat ever. In China, their savings rate is 43% on average, and this is their household. So in these places, for the $10,000, so for example, if let's just take $10,000, a 5% savings rate is $500 a month. A 25% savings rate is $2,500 a month. 30%, $3,000 a month on a $10,000 a month salary. And in China, $4,300 a month. Which is insane to think about. That is so crazy. So let's just take yours. So for example, like I said earlier, if the first number that you think about is how much you spend, then you probably are saving this unintentionally, right? So I can almost guarantee you that if somebody has a 30 or a 40 or a 25, whatever, pretty high percent savings rate, they are saving intentionally. So if you don't have like a set number that you save every month, let's come up with it. So for example, the next thing that you would do is you would take what you spend. So let's go over that. So for example, and we can kind of look at a couple things. Spend. So let's say mortgage, let's say car payment, let's say student loan, let's say utilities, eating out, and one other thing, Uber, or whatever it is, or Uber Eats, or DoorDash. Okay, so let's break this down. So let's say you have a $4,000 mortgage. I don't know, that doesn't, or $4,000 mortgage or rent, depending on where you're at. let's say you have another $2,000 in student loans that you pay. Let's say you have another $1,000 in your car. So we're at 7,000 already. Let's say you are spending only $500 a month in utilities. So we're at 7,500. Let's say you are eating out like 1,000 a month, which is not unreasonable. Like this can actually be, that can actually add up pretty quick, right? So that's $250 a week, which is like not unreasonable if you have a family or a wife or you live in a high cost of living area. Could be a lot, okay? And then from here, like let's say, you know, you're spending another $1,000 here or whatever it is. Like I don't want to like assume that you make bad choices or whatever like this. But you can easily say, okay, like I can trim this, you know, this can definitely go down, this can almost disappear, whatever, or this can go down. I can maybe hope to refinance, or if you're paying rent, you can maybe think to negotiate your rent or something like that. Your car payment as well, like whatever it is, if you have two cars or something. But the reason I did this was just to show you like where to pick out, where to trim. And I'm not saying any of these are bad, right? Like if you went to school, got that education, great for you. If you are spending $1,000 a month on DoorDash, but you're making it work, like that's fine if it brings you so much joy. Like I just wanted to show you like what you can do to trim. But then from there, uh, here is like the real world example. So these all total to 9,500. So this 9,500. But what we want to do instead is the first thing that we want to think about is saving. So if you're like, hey, you know what, like $1,000 a month, I didn't know that, I could probably trim. If you could also be like, hey, you know what, like I want to refinance, or I'm gonna, you know, eat out less or whatever it is. I'm gonna trim that. Then you can say, okay, so I'm gonna trim $500 a month in Uber Eats, and then another $250 a month in Uber in eating out. So now we just took 500, and we took another 250 somewhere. So now we have 750. Well, I guess here I'll just keep it a flat 200 or whatever to keep the math better. So 700 now. And then also you want to make sure that you are saving the 500. Okay. So now you have an extra 500 from Uber, Uber Eats and DoorDash. You have another $200 a month in eating out that you're going to save, plus the 500. So now what you want to do is come up with a plan for the 700 and the 500. So you have $1,200 total. And now what you're going to do is you are going to give it an intention, give it a destination. Okay. So now we have, you know, the $500 in previous savings. And then we also have the new $700 in new savings. Now what you can do is say, okay, I have $1,200 now. So I'm going to open up a Roth IRA and put a little bit there. I'm going to start an emergency fund. And I am going to have another high yield savings account, HYS, high yield savings account, to save just to save. By the way, guys, you can save just to save, and it's 100% okay. All right. And then also, you know, I want to invest. So now you are giving these $1,200 purpose. Let's just say like 300 each, just to make it easy. So now set these up automatically so they go into the appropriate accounts. But this will save you so much heartache and so much headache in the future if you just decide to figure out and create your personal savings rate. Hope this helps. Thanks.